Welcome to DIU Escape Room Reviews. I'm Dom.
I'm Phil.
That is Phil. And we review escape rooms.
We do.
This episode, we are going to be updating on a previous episode, which is Laura's Labyrinth. It's in Season 3, Episode 2. This will be Season 3, Episode 2.1, or second half of Episode 2. They opened a second location. They have one in Wethersfield, which we reviewed, and now their new location is in East Haven, Connecticut. They have 3 rooms there. One is called Museum Heist. Another one is called Meltdown. And they have a double of Cell Block 4.
That's the only one that's
the
double
same
from
in
both
right.
locations.
That's the only one in both locations, correct. We did Museum Heist and Meltdown. This was kind of a birthday party type, both rooms, because it was Gary's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watched our previous episodes, this is one of the places that if you call, contact them, whatever, say, listen, I got 4 people, we want to do the room. Can you please make it a private booking? They're more than accommodating.
They'll do what they can to work with you.
Exactly. Again, if you watch our previous episode for Wethersfield location, originally when we were just looking to do a room, you had contacted them and like, yeah, we'll stay late for you. Come on up. Whenever you get up here, you do the 2 rooms. Gravy. So these guys, very, very great, owner operated. Very fun rooms. Both rooms were a lot of fun. We did Museum Heist first. This room, you are trying to find the security guard that stole an item, and you got to put the item back. I think is what it was. Well, it says right here. Players take on the role of security guards who have interrupted an obnoxious cat burglar in the process of stealing the Sultan's lock. From the... you might as well read the description yourself. Laura's Labyrinth.com. You'll see it right down over here. East Haven location. So yeah, we got to find the lock and put the lock back. I gotta honestly say it's this was a great lock. First of its kind I've ever seen. I say it every video, but it's the truth. This lock was actually really cool. They have a copy of it, a second copy of it in the lobby, so it's not like it's a spoiler. It's there. All in all, this room, there was a lot to do. And it was a fun room.
Well, it's deceivingly fun.
Yes.
For me, anyways, when we first started, and I looked at it, and I, saw everything, I wasn't expecting a lot.
Right.
And then once we got into it, I had a ball.
Right.
I really did.
Once we got into the museum, it's a toss-up between 2 to 3 room game, I would think. Toss-up. Honestly, 2-room game. The 3rd room is kind of more of a...
I would call it a 3.
Yeah, would you call that part of
Yeah,
3?
I would.
Okay. 3-room game. It looked like you walked into a museum.
Yeah.
We've done a couple museum rooms. I think this by far was the best looking museum room, aside from the Lock Museum, which is a real museum. But
That's true.
For making a museum, I think this was the best room as a museum. Immersion wise. I felt like I was really in the museum, and I felt like if I touched something I was going to break it or get yelled at. So it was cool. A lot of stuff to do in this room. And a lot of different again, see, I say it every episode, every video, every episode, every room. There's always something different in every room we've ever done.
What's nice about this game is that it's non-linear, so you could have
Yes.
people work on one thing and other people work on another thing
And you're not
and
on top
another
of
on
each
another
other.
thing,
Right.
and you keep swapping around.
Yes.
So I believe at one point the four of us were working on 4 different things, or at least 3 different things. So
At least 3 different things, and then we would break off into pairs and work
Yeah.
on one thing each, 2 things, and then we would swap partners and
We would do it till we got frustrated and someone else would
someone
come
else step
in
in.
and
Right.
swap it out.
Which is the way way teamwork
It's
is. but-
nice to have a room like that.
Mhm.
Linear rooms are nice because you know what's going where.
Right.
And you know A leads to B and B leads to C.
But you're on top of each other.
Yeah. And
And you can't go any further until you found what C is.
everybody wants to be involved.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to touch the puzzle. And when you can only do one puzzle at a time, it gets a little stifling.
Exactly.
You get a room like this where it's a free-for-all.
Right.
It's, you know what, look at something and figure out that it's a puzzle first of all,
Right.
and then figure out how to do the puzzle, and then figure out where the answer goes. It's, a nice puzzling room. It's I thought the puzzles were fun.
Yep.
I think that they were just the right amount of difficulty.
Okay.
I think that a lot of attention to detail was put into the little details in the room,
Yeah.
and it was a good room. I liked it.
Right.
This is my second favorite room that this company does.
Right. The only downside to it is that we did run into a puzzle that we have done in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show you that it was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Down to the T. Down. It was exactly the same, but yet we did that puzzle 2 months, 3 months, maybe. When did we do it? Before Florida or after Florida?
After Florida.
It was after Florida. So within 3 or 4 months, I'd say 4 months, we forgot the answers.
Yeah.
So that's what. Even though we've done this puzzle before, because to show you that, you never know what you're gonna run into.
And what's nice about it is they made that puzzle fit into 2 different games seamlessly. The
Yes.
first game that we played it in, it fit that theme seamlessly.
Yes.
This one, it fit that theme seamlessly.
Right.
It wasn't out of place.
Right. Aside from that, I think that was the most challenging puzzle out of the whole room. The one across from it was challenging, but it was just,
Final one was pretty tough too.
Well, right. But, I think that one took longer to do than the last one.
Yeah.
Personally. Because the last one, in all honesty, we were all gathered over each other because there was nothing else for anybody else to do.
And everyone had a different opinion on
Right.
how to do it.
Right. But all in all, I enjoyed this room. They, we didn't go for best time. We don't go for best times anyway. But best time supposedly right now on their website is 50 minutes. Escape rate is 60%. We're in that 60%. Difficulty is hard. Yes, I would say yes, it's a hard room. And it's good for 4 to 8 players. 4 players is great. A 5th one wouldn't have hurt, I think. Just for one more set of eyes on something. Other than that, I like the 4-person group that we do.
But it was a bigger space.
Yes.
And again, being the way that it was set up, being non-linear,
Right.
even having more people in that space still would have been enough for everyone to do.
Right. Right. All in all, like I said, solid room. A very solid room. I don't think I got frustrated at all in that room, which is pretty good for me. Where did I get frustrated?
I'll let you believe that. That's fine.
I didn't get frustrated, except
I'll
for
let,
what?
I'll let you believe that.
Maybe that one puzzle?
I'll let you believe it. It's fine. They don't know the difference.
Yeah, they Anyway, what do you give it?
4.
I'll agree with you. That definitely was a 4. So Museum Heist. East Haven location, a 4. Let's go into the next room. Meltdown.
The Meltdown.
Yeah. I'll let you start this one out.
The Meltdown is very immersive.
Yes.
You walk in, it has a cool wow factor to it. Has some neat looking props in the room.
Mm-hmm.
I love one prop in particular that was off in the corner.
That they posted that one on Facebook.
Did they?
Yeah. It's the floating.
Yeah,
song.
it's a floating.
They posted that on Facebook.
That is, it's cool looking.
Yes.
Plus, it's fun. It's a fun puzzle. A little aggravating, but it's fun. I think that this room lacked a couple things. I think, one, it lacked clarity on how to do a couple things.
Mm-hmm.
That puzzle in particular, and another puzzle that was a main thing later on, and actually a lot of stuff there, there was really no... You had to figure out how to do things. And not meaning, I mean, you got to figure out how to do everything. But a lot of times, if there's codes that have to be figured out, there's usually some kind of key.
Right.
That pushes you in the right direction. It's not just looking at a panel of buttons and switches and knobs and,
Right.
you know, the only way that you figure it out is just by jumping in and doing it. There's no start, there's no, there's no direction on how to do it.
Right.
Which, we're, I think, halfway intelligent people. And, you know, we tend to figure things out pretty good. It did take a while to, because we didn't know what we were supposed to do with these things.
Right.
And then, once we did figure something out, then we would get on a roll. And then we would hit something else that,
We'd hit a wall and
you know.
there was not much else we could do.
And then we came to the dramatic conclusion of it.
Yes. The escape is what it's called, actually. The experimental, whatever that is, collider and particle entanglement escape. That's what it's called.
It was a really cool looking prop.
Yes.
It was a really cool looking game. There was different parts of the game that, you know, it wasn't just the one thing you had to do. You had to do a couple different things. And here's where the downfall is. The downfall is Masterpiece down in Carolinas said every room has to work every time, everything in the room, every time, whether you're physically doing it or in the back room they're pressing a button.
Right.
And there's no excuse.
Right.
Because once the game master has to come into that room, it breaks the immersion factor
And the game.
in the game. We ran into something that the main piece that you needed wasn't working.
And they knew about
And
it.
they knew about it. And it was a simple thing to make it to have extras of.
Yes.
And to be told, you know, people in a previous game had broken this. To me, I love Lars. I really do. I love everything about him except that part.
Right.
You know, they knew a family broke it. They didn't have any backups. And it's a piece that
That's crucial to your escape.
you needed to get out, and it's something that I could run down Home Depot and get the parts to make 10 of them that'd probably be done in an hour.
Right.
It's, you know, that's something where they should have had extras in the room, or at the least part, have extras.
Behind the desk out in the lobby.
Yeah, behind the desk out in the lobby.
Oh, that was the broken one. I'm sorry. Here you go.
Yeah.
Something, there should have been an extra piece. I agree 100%.
And the original frustration in the room of the vagueness of what to do was kind of understandable because it is an escape room.
Yes.
The frustration after doing that and hitting this, in my mind, was unacceptable.
I agree.
I
agree.
You know, I don't blame the game master. I think that he was frustrated along with us.
Yep.
And I think being a non-owner, just being an employee, he only has certain things that he has control over.
Right.
So I don't want anyone to think that it was his fault, because it wasn't. He was a hell of a guy. He was trying to make it work.
Right.
He was trying to fix it while we were there.
Yep.
You know, we've done rooms where things have broken in the room.
Yep.
There are things that they're man-made things, and they're being used over and over again, and a lot of people
Yep.
aren't easy with the stuff. A lot of people are rough with the things. Things break. It's a fact of life.
Right.
Like anything else in any other business, things break.
Yep.
It all depends on how it's handled and what the company does about it.
Right.
We've done ones where a key thing is broken, and right there, the clock stops. The game master says, "Listen, here's our options.
Okay.
You could continue. We'll make some kind of workaround."
Actually, he had us give him our cell phones
Yeah,
because it was a light prop.
it was a light prop. He said, "I could give you your phone so you could use the light on your phone. I could give you flashlights. We could stop the game, and I could give you credit for another game,
or I could refund your money.
I could refund your money. Here's 6 different options."
Yes.
You know?
And we just said, give us our phones and we'll do what we gotta do.
None of the options from the other places were ever, "Oh yeah, we knew this was broken." You know?
Right.
And
Where
there's
the
thought
game master
about,
came in
we
and
were
said,
just
"We knew
hoping it
was
would
broken."
work.
Right.
You know? In my mind, I was more upset over that.
Just that comment alone, that
Yeah.
statement alone, that right.
And
it ruined the game.
Again, I love Lara's Labyrinth. I think as a company, they have 2 locations. Every one of their games, I think, is outstanding. I really do. I think all the employees that we've ever dealt with have been outstanding.
I agree.
I think they dropped the ball on this.
I agree 100%.
And I really think that, again, if you knew the part that I'm talking about, it's such an easy thing to have
a duplicate.
half a dozen of in the building, if not in that room. You know, they could have them all stored in the room and just tell you just take one of them.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, well, there's more.
Right.
You know, that's where the downfall was for me. I could get past the other frustration of lack of direction.
Yep.
Because it is an escape room.
Right.
This really put a black mark on it for me.
I agree. There's nothing more I can say except for the fact that, just to repeat what you said, that, you know, like, we use Masterpiece Escapes in North Carolina as the measuring stick, because they know that everything has to work in every room every time. We go back to Forbidden Escapes when they were open. We were talking to them after we did the basement. He even said, a downfall to owning an escape room is that you need to have at least 2 of every prop, 2 of every lock, 2 of everything, if not 3.
Yeah.
Because stuff breaks. And in order to make money and keep the room open, you have to have the replacement. Because, not for nothing, a lot of these props that people buy, a lot of the rooms people buy, are from overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? There's not too many made in the U.S. So, what are you going to do? You're going to shut down a room for a month and wait for a part from East Bumble country over there, whatever, you know, like. So, like you, just to repeat and enforce what you said. There should have been more than one piece for that particular puzzle.
And again, if you know there's a problem,
it should have been fixed.
the game should have been shut down.
Right.
Should have been blocked out.
Right. Until you knew that thing was going to be fixed.
If there was any other business that you could think of that you went into, and part of whatever you're doing is broken,
Mm-hmm.
they would not do that thing.
Right. Right.
You know?
No,
And it's just, what is even more frustrating is it's a simple fix. If you're handy in any way,
right.
it's a simple. When I say we, Gary made it work.
After the game master told him how to do it, but
Yeah.
it shouldn't have come down to that.
Right. But it was that the point being, that's how easy it would have been to make another one.
Right.
You know? And I guess it really bothers me that they ran that game. I hope after we were done, they shut the game down until they fixed it. My theory is, if people were booked, they let them go in. Well, I don't know that.
Right.
But they did it for us.
Right.
And the reason I know they did it for us was because we were told, oh yeah, a family earlier broke it.
I wonder if it was actually that family broke it. No.
They were in the cell block.
Oh, they were in cell block. My bad.
Because they all had the jumpsuits on?
Yep. But again, if you know the prop is broken, you
I
gotta have duplicates of everything. It doesn't matter.
If we walked in the door and he said, listen, a part is broken. I don't have a replacement. What do you guys want to do?
Right.
You want to play the game up until that part? Do you want a credit? Do you want your money back?
Right.
Do you want to play the other game, our third game, even though we've done it before?
Right.
You know, it's...
Actually, I probably would have played cell block again.
You know, I probably would have.
But
It's a fun game.
it really was.
You know, all those things were options that weren't presented to us.
Right.
And I can't get past the fact of a business owner knowing there's a problem and going ahead anyways.
I agree.
To me, that's unacceptable.
I agree.
Now, getting past that, again, I think the room has a cool look to it
Mm-hmm.
when you first get into it.
Mm-hmm.
I think once we figured out the patterns of how things ran, I thought it was an okay room. I really do. I don't think there was really,
That's about as far as I'll go with the room. It was an okay room.
you know.
It wasn't their greatest,
And what makes it, you're right, it wasn't their greatest room,
but
it
it's
was
not.
an okay
But
room.
it's not the worst room in the world.
Right, it's not the worst room in the world, but it's not their quality room.
Right. It's not. Yeah. Right. It's not the quality that the
We
other
played
four.
4 other rooms from them
Right.
that are so much higher in quality.
Yep.
That adds to the disappointment in this room.
Right. I agree 100%. Like, there's nothing else I can say.
No.
I agree with everything that you said.
And I wanna
There's really no point in even beating this
just
dead horse anymore.
I just want to reinforce one more time that we do like this company.
Yes.
And the employees there at both locations have been excellent.
Right.
Everyone that we ran into has been enthusiastic and friendly.
Yep.
And
Accommodating.
and they're great people.
Right.
Don't hold
This
a
room
company
against them.
mark against the
Right.
employees.
We're looking forward to their new room for Weathersfield. Riding Hood. Red Riding Hood? Or Riding
After
Hood?
this whole debacle, I was asking about when the Rabbit room, the Red Riding
Right.
room is going to open.
Right.
I'm looking forward to another one there because I
Exactly.
know this is,
Right.
not.
And I believe they're actually, or the game master told us that they're actually looking to open a third place pretty soon too.
Yeah.
And I think that's in Mass stuff.
Could be, yeah. That could have been what
And
you were saying.
I'm looking forward to that too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know what? It's like you've said in the past. Not all rooms can be home runs.
Right.
Okay. Honestly, I'm also going with the whole "the room is dark for a reason" aspect of this room too. Personally, I think it was a little too dark. And there could have been one or two more flashlights in there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially for one puzzle that really, like, you needed a toddler just walking, somebody as tall as Becca, somebody as tall as Gary, and somebody as tall as us, in order to find every little thing you needed to do with this one puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had one more flashlight, I think it would have been better. So, like I said, like, there's a bunch of reviews out there. The room is dark for a reason. They don't want you to see everything. And because if you saw it in the light, you would probably be like, okay, this room looks like crap.
I also think if you put aside everything else we said,
Mm-hmm.
I also think this is another example of I would have liked to have seen one or two more puzzles in the room.
Yeah.
The ones that were in there fit the theme, but I think that there was a number of times where more than one person was just standing there.
Well, this was a semi-linear room. Because
Yeah.
you could only do A led to B, which led to C. You're right. So it was a linear room.
There just seemed like, for the size of the space,
There could have been different things in there to do.
yeah.
Yes, no, I agree 100%. Honestly, all in all, like I said, it's not the worst room in the world. It's
No,
not their
no.
best, but it's not their best room, and not all rooms can be home runs. I'm honestly, and I don't normally even go this low, but I'm going with a 2.5. Like, and a half is being fair. I'll be honest to God.
I think you're spot on because I have two different numbers in my head.
I was thinking too.
I have, for the experience we had, I'm thinking 2.
Right.
If that part was fixed and running right, I still think it's only a 3.
Right. I would agree.
So that gives it the 2.5.
Yeah.
So I think you're right on with that.
I agree.
I think that the way it was, the experience we had, that was definitely a 2. It's not the worst room we've ever been in,
Right.
even with the debacle.
Right.
But again,
There was no remedy for the situation.
Right.
Is what it was. Is what it really comes down to. And again, we can't stress enough how much we love Laura's Labyrinth.
yeah,
Employees, owners, the whole nine. It's just that this is honestly, it's just a fail.
2 of their rooms, the museum room and the cell block room, are 2 of my favorite games.
Yeah.
They really are.
Actually, the Sphinx room is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Immersion wise, the whole nine. You watch our review. You'll
That's one of the most immersive rooms
Right.
you're gonna find anywhere.
see. Right. Right.
Again, it's
Then the wow factor is right there.
yeah.
So, as soon as you walk in.
Again, I got 2 numbers for this room. A 2 for our experience. If things were different, I still don't think it's gonna be higher than a 3.
So 2.5 it is.
So 2.5 it is.
Right. And honestly, I'm honestly stretching with the half, but it is what it is.
Not everything's gonna be a home run.
Right. So, in my eyes, hey, you got 4 out of 5 rooms are phenomenal. You're hitting.
That
You
ain't
hit a
bad.
home run. You hit a home run. You know.
4 out of 5 ain't bad.
Anyway.
Especially the quality that all the other rooms are.
Right. Right. And again, Cell Block 4 is probably my favorite room out of all of them. If I was to do it in order, I'd go Cell Block 4. I'd do it's a toss up between the Sphinx Room and the Museum Heist. But I'd probably go to Museum Heist, then I would go to Sphinx Room, and then I would do Dragonborn. And Meltdown wouldn't even make the list. So
You know what? I'm probably the same order.
Sphinx and the museum are very close neck and neck. They both could be either way. But yeah.
In my opinion, the museum was a little bit more fun. The puzzles were a little bit more fun. The Sphinx Room, the immersiveness of it is just outstanding.
And I thought that was a little more fun than the museum one. Anyway.
And nothing beats their jail cell.
Right.
Nothing.
They had the best jail cell room we've ever done.
Yeah.
And we've done 1, 2, 3 or 4. And yeah. So that's Laura's Labyrinth, East Haven location.
Yep.
Info's always down below us.
Check them out.
Check them out. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. DIUERR. 60 on Twitter. It's DIU Escape Room Reviews on both. Like and share our videos, please. And if you want to get a hold of us, you can message us on the Facebook page or you can email us. What's our email?
DIU Escape Room Review singular at gmail.com.
Yeah. So
if you have rooms you want us to review, if you just want to talk, you want to say hi, you want us to do your room, you want us to beta test your room,
we're here.
You want even anything gamey.
Yeah.
Like the passports and...
That's the other thing. Actually, Egressors has got to get updated on that too. They're not on that. I don't believe that they're doing this yet, but they do know about it. So...
Their other location is on the Egressors, though.
Yes. When Weathersfield is on the Egressors, East Haven is not. That needs to be updated.
Right.
Egressors has really got to get on the ball and update. But a lot of the rooms are in there.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So, thank you for watching.
I'm Phil.
I'm Dom.
That is Dom.
Yes, it is. This is DIU Escape Room Reviews. Later.
Peace out.